I still say I don't like change, even after all these years of repeatedly adapting to it. I don't like moving. I don't like boxes. I don't like having to learn another place, another system, another way of doing ordinary life. I like routine. I like knowing where things are. I like my body not having to recalculate the basics every time I step outside. And yet, when I look back over the years of living abroad, I have to admit something that still feels slightly uncomfortable. I'm more adaptable than I usually give myself credit for. That doesn't mean the moving has become easy. It hasn't. Repeated relocation takes a lot out of you physically and emotionally. There's the practical rebuilding, of course. And there's also the internal rebuilding that happens more slowly. Finding your rhythm again, finding safety again, finding a sense of yourself inside a place that doesn't yet feel familiar. One of the biggest things I've learned is how closely my body responds to change. With Crohn's, big moves have often affected me physically. The stress, the uncertainty, the pressure of leaving one life and starting another. My body has tended to register all of that before I fully admitted how much I'm carrying. Over time, I've become more aware of the signals, the small warnings, the difference between ordinary tiredness and the kind that needs attention. The sense that something in my body is asking me to slow down or adjust before my mind has caught up. The move to Frankfurt surprised me because the old pattern didn't happen in the same way. I kept waiting for my body to react as it had in previous moves, and it didn't. Physically, I felt steadier than expected. I noticed that too, the absence of the flare response, as much as I've noticed its presence before. Living in different countries has also changed how I speak up medically. Every healthcare system works differently. Every country has its own protocols, assumptions, and ways of doing things. For years, I probably accepted what I was told more easily because the doctor was the authority in the room. I still respect medical knowledge. However, I've also learned that living inside this body gives me information that matters. My regular infusions needed to keep my Crohn's disease in check showed me that very clearly. In Switzerland and in Salzburg, they were given slowly over 2 to 3 hours, and I often had side effects afterwards. In Amsterdam and now in Frankfurt, the same infusion has been given much faster, around an hour in Amsterdam and only 40 minutes in Frankfurt, and I felt much better afterwards. Most people don't get to discover that kind of difference because they stay within the one system. Moving countries has shown me that what is standard in one place isn't necessarily the only way. And gradually, I became more confident saying what my body responds to. That confidence didn't arrive all at once. It was built through repetition, through sitting in different medical rooms, noticing patterns, and realizing that my lived experience belonged in the conversation too. I've seen this in the way I rebuild life as well. I may not like change, and yet I know my pattern now. I don't begin by creating a huge social life. I begin with rhythm, work, food, walking routes, medical appointments, knowing where the shops are, finding enough familiarity that my nervous system doesn't feel as if every small thing takes effort. I'm introverted. And recognizing that has helped me stop judging myself for not settling in the way someone else might. Social connection matters. However, for me, it usually comes after I find my footing. That kind of self-awareness has come through years of adapting. It hasn't made instability easy. It hasn't removed the tiredness. It's shown me that disliking change and being unable to handle change are not the same thing. This is something that often comes up in one-to-one support and healing sessions, that lived contradiction of feeling exhausted by change while also recognizing how much you have learned about yourself through it. And the Start Monday with Gratitude year-long experience sits in that same space for me, because when life keeps shifting, having a regular rhythm of noticing what's still present can become an anchor. I still don't like change. I still don't enjoy the uncertainty where life may take us next. However, I know myself differently now. Repeated moving has taken a lot from me in energy, certainty, and rootedness. And it has also shown me how I listen, how I rebuild, and how I slowly return to myself.